It has been several weeks since Portland swept the last of its large homeless encampments, and since then, the homeless shelters have filled up. Good evening, everyone. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Chris Costa in for Brian Yacono. The city says its goal is to bring those people who are now in the shelters into a permanent housing solution.
But they just can't meet the demand because of the severe lack of housing. It's something Portland's mayor is worried will bring the city right back to square one. Here's News Center Maine's Jack Mulmet.
Mayor Mark Dion says that his worry is as we approach into warmer months, we may see more people experiencing unsheltered homelessness in the form of encampments. Meantime, people who work at the Homeless Services Center say that more people are experiencing a severe lack of that affordable housing, sometimes staying homeless and staying at the shelter for weeks and even months longer than they're supposed to be. From this to this. More people than ever are using the city of Portland's Homeless Services Center after the city swept many of its encampments.
We didn't want encampments to be sticky, to enable people to stay. The shelter should meet that similar expectation.
But the shelter just isn't. Right now, many of the people who moved into the shelter just don't have anywhere to go.
And we're full almost nightly.
Josh Rito works for the city and says traditionally they would want people to go from encampment to shelter to housing.
Housing availability is extremely tight right now.
Rito says people are staying in the shelter longer than necessary due to this lack of housing.
Which, in the long run, that is only going to keep folks homeless for a longer period of time.
It's something the city worries could bring on more homeless encampments as the weather starts to warm.
I would say Portland, Maine is probably ground zero for the housing affordability crisis.
Andrew Bove with Preble Street says not only is the housing supply too small, there are just too many barriers for someone who is homeless to get an apartment.
We see a lot of people being discouraged, not having hope, to the point where they're discouraged from even trying.
Bove says more people are becoming homeless in Maine than the number of people getting housed. Portland says in 2023, 159 people got housing compared to just 97 in 2022 and 126 in 2021.
Housing options.
Bove says while we wait for more solutions from Augusta, Ground Level is working with landlords in Portland.
Talking with landlords, trying to reduce some of the stigma associated with homelessness.
Due to rising housing costs and just that limited supply that we're seeing, people who work here at the Homeless Services Center say they just aren't sure if we will be able to surpass that number of people the city was able to bring into housing in 2023. In Portland, Jack Mulmet, News Center, Maine.